Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Ziam versus Jai Herbert. Jai Herbert is 35 years old. He's 12-4-1 as a pro, and he's got 2 inches of reach over Ziam, who is 26 years old and 13-4, and the same height. Jai Herbert, 12 wins, 9 via TKO or KO, 1 via submission, and 2 via decision. And his 4 losses come 3 via knockout, 1 via submission. He only lost to really good fighters, but it hasn't looked good when he's lost. He lost way back to this guy, Rhys McKee, who was in the UFC. He's one of Hamzat's victims, and I believe he just got re-signed after going 4-0 or so after leaving the UFC, so he's going to be coming back. Guy was a very respectable fighter, and he knocked out Jai Herbert, caught him with a long right hook, I believe, against the cage, and knocked him out at the end of the first round. That was the first loss, and then since then he's lost 3 times in the UFC. To Francisco Trinaldo, who knocked him out in the 3rd round. Jai Herbert was looking really good in that fight at range against Trinaldo early on, and then Trinaldo caught up to him, and then caught him in the end, and sent him down on his ass, and then had an awkward moment with the ref, trying to decide whether he should smash him or not. But yeah, that was his chin failing him, Jai Herbert. Then he lost to Renato Moicano, who that's the only guy to submit him. Not a lot of shame there. Renato Moicano, big, strong, lightweight, you know, even though he was a featherweight and whatever. And yeah, he was just too much for Jai Herbert. Renato Moicano's a fucking monster. And especially a rear naked choke monster. And then he lost to Ilia Topuria, who knocked him. That was one of the most brutal knockouts ever, really. That knockout from Topuria just sent him, as they say, into the shadow realm. So I hate sounding like a douchebag trying to talk like the kids, but yeah, it certainly looked like he went to the shadow realm. And Jai Herbert, that's a weakness of his moving forward. I mean, it was a weakness of his in the last few years, but now that he's closer to 40 than he is to 30, it's certainly a weakness moving forward. I say this a lot, but if you told me Jai Herbert lost 5 fights in the future, I'd say were 4 of them knockouts, and you'd say, no, idiot, 5 of them were. You idiot. I'm an idiot. But Jai Herbert, that's his weakness moving forward. Doesn't mean he's going to be knocked out in every fight. He fought Ludovic Klein, who's a dangerous knockout artist himself, and they went to a draw in his last one. He beat Kyle Nelson, who's powerful enough, certainly, to knock him out, but he outpointed Kyle Nelson, even though I thought Nelson was a little flat in that fight. He's knocked out Kama Worthy as well. Knocked out Kama Worthy, even though Kama Worthy's got a worse chin than he does. But yeah, Jai Herbert, he's definitely a problem on the feet, but his chin's his biggest problem. So that's always going to be working against him. However, I think if he wins this fight against Ziam, it'll be mostly contested on the feet, and he'll be the one scoring the better points. I think that's his path to victory, and I'm not even sure that's going to happen. Ziam, he's got 13 wins and 4 losses. His 13 wins come 5 via knockout or TKO, 4 via submission, and 4 via decision. His 4 losses come 3 via submission and 1 via decision. He lost to Terrence McKinney. That was his last loss, a rear naked choke in round 1. How the fuck else is Terrence McKinney going to win? Aside from maybe a knockout in round 1, of course. The guy Hyoshan Woo, a solid Japanese fighter, got him with a rear naked choke in round 1. And this other solid Russian fighter got him out of there with a rear naked choke in round 1. So it's one of those things where, again, I've been bringing it up a lot, but you look at Ismail Bonfim, 3 submission losses, and then went 10 years without losing, and then he lost, and it was a first-round rear naked choke again. I think for Ziam, that'll always be his weakness. He's the taller, skinnier guy with the skinny neck, and that neck is there to be taken. And if you can dominate him and wrap your legs around him, I think that's your best path to victory. And I don't think that's Jai Herbert's best path to victory. Again, he's got 1 submission. Jai Herbert, definitely less of the submission artist here. For Ziam, I definitely give the edge in submission, grappling, and also even in pure grappling with the wrestling. For Ziam has proven he can use it, and he can engage in a wrestling battle, even if it's not the most fan-friendly fight, and he's used it to pick up some wins inside the UFC. Also, I should mention his one loss by decision was to Don Madge, who's a good fighter as well. But for Ziam, I did have to look to his knockouts because I wanted to see what they looked like. And I was able to see a few of them. He's definitely got some legit knockouts. He knocked out that guy Abner Lavares or whatever, head kicked him. That was a former UFC fighter from Spain. He came and went, really, just had a cup of coffee. But that was a fight where he got it done by cracking his chin. He cracked somebody else's chin, but the guy was, I don't know, the guy was dead, I wrote. I don't know what the fuck that means. But for Ziam, he's got the work rate where I think he can win a decision. And he's got a little underrated pop in his punches where I think if he was to duplicate one of the losses for Jai Herbert, it would be the Reese McKee fight. You know, I think, I don't know, Reese McKee's height and reach compared to Ziam, but I'm sure they're similar. Reese is definitely a taller guy. And Ziam, I think, I favor him strongly to win this fight. I think he's got the chance of cracking Jai Herbert on the feet. I think there's a chance he even wins the points battle on the feet. And I think the overall MMA fight, even though he's not the most dominant grappler, I trust Ziam to mix it up more and to score more points, grinding against Jai Herbert if he's not able to take him down and grind down on him there. So for Ziam is the pick. I really like him to win this fight, -150, but I can't isolate a path to victory. I really think he can get it done any which way. Probably submission would be least likely. But I just like his money line. I like Ziam in this fight, -150. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos.